Welcome back to the Dream Hypothesis, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video, I want to talk about a topic that many of us can relate to: dreams. But more importantly, a dream where you feel like an imposter. You know, the ones where you're in a situation where you feel completely out of your depths and you worry that others will discover that you're a fraud. I don't know how common this dream is. I didn't actually research how common it is, but I've had it multiple times. These dreams can usually be very distressing, and they're often a manifestation of deeper feelings of insecurity and self-doubt that many of us experience in our waking lives. If you've ever felt like you don't belong or that you're not good enough, you're not alone. Imposter syndrome is a common phenomenon that affects people from all walks of life. The difference being that this is in a dream and not in real life. In dreams, anything can happen. You could all of a sudden find yourself in NASA, being the chief engineer, whose job is to make sure that we can take a rocket to the moon or to Mars or to Jupiter. And you have no idea what you're doing, but everyone else has complete and utter trust in what you say, almost as if you've tricked everybody into thinking that you're a genius with 5 PhDs, but in reality, you're you. You're just you. Well, another example of this is maybe everybody thinks you're a level 99 wizard with all spells unlocked, but in reality, you're just a puny little level 1 wizard who has no idea what magic even is. Yet everyone else eggs you on into thinking that you can do the thing that you're sure you can't do. Now, talking about the mechanics of this dream, it's very interesting actually, because you don't know how to do the things you're told to do in these dreams, and that puts massive anxiety on anybody experiencing it. But if you go along with a dream and you try to do the thing that people tell you to do, you end up finding out most of the time that you can do the things that other people believe that you can do. It's very interesting, really. I don't know if the dream is telling you to fake it till you make it, but that's essentially what ends up happening. For example, you being the chief engineer of the NASA rocket, you end up just figuring out a way to get a rocket to Mars. It might not be a realistic way, it might be a funky Looney Tunes kind of way, but you end up getting the rocket to Mars. And also, I've noticed that if you tend to actually fail in your dreams and you don't succeed, people don't actually ever, like, the people in the dreams don't actually ever hold it against you. I don't know if it's actually worse if they don't hold it against you. It almost feels like they're disappointed in you. It's almost like they had the problem and they were hoping that you could fix it, even though they know you couldn't fix it in the first place. Kinda weird. I don't know, dreams. I don't know if this dream is just trying to tell you to just try it, just go, just do it. You might find out that you're way better at the thing that you thought. It's like, for example, and an example of a dream I once had. I had a dream where I was a wizard at a wizarding school. Not too dissimilar to Harry Potter, but not Harry Potter at all. It wasn't British, and it wasn't like that architectural theming. But I was a wizard at the school, and a very popular sport at the school was magic fencing. It's essentially just like fencing, except you have a wand in one hand and the sword in the other. Where apparently I was so good at the fencing part of this equation that people didn't ever realize that I wasn't good at the magic part of this equation. That I was a complete failure at the magic part. In fact, I was so good at fencing that when I fought people who were using magic and fencing, they just thought I was so good at magic that I felt that I should handicap myself by not using magic when fighting them. when in reality I didn't know how to use magic in the first place. Everybody thought I was so good at fencing that equated to me being really good at magic, like excessively good at magic, that I was just holding back against most of my opponents. That I was tying one arm behind my back just to make it fair, kind of deal. It was kind of funny, really, because I knew I was good at fencing, and I knew that the only spell I could do was like make a little flash of light appear, which was very interesting, very interesting. Because later on in this dream, an apocalyptic threat monstrosity showed up, kind of like a Jormungandr or the Beast from the Bible, or big monster that gonna destroy the world shows up, and everybody naturally turns to me and be like, "You can take him. Come on, you can take him. We all know you got the magic to do that. I know, we know you got the magical power to take on the apocalyptic game-ending threat." And I was like, "Chief, I don't know how to tell you this. I have no idea how to do magic." And they're like, "Oh, there's no time to be humble. Get in there." And they throw me in there to fight the beast. And I'm here like, "Oh, well, I might as well try my best and do what I'm really good at." And I pull out the sword. And everybody's telling me, like, "No, dude, you need to do magic to beat this thing." And I'm over here like, "Man, I got hundreds of hours in Monster Hunter. Let me just use the sword instead. I have no idea how to use a magic part." And I was so successful at beating up this apocalyptic giant monster threat that people thought I was even so good at magic and fencing that even at this world-ending final boss scenario, I felt that magic was not necessary to beat it, that I was just so good I didn't need it. That's how, like, the fact that people in my dream interpret that way was so hilarious. When in reality, I was fighting for my motherfucking life, like if there was Fatalis or whatever that Jormungandr monster in Monster Hunter was called, I forgot his name. And putting my Monster Hunter practice with a fencing sword, and it worked. And I beat it. And I guess the moral of that dream was like, well, if you can't do it the way you think people want you to do it the way that you think you can do it with what you know. And maybe at the end of the day that ends up being better. These imposter dreams are always so convoluted. It I think a comment one I've heard from many friends is one where you get into a job interview. I mean, this one happens in real life as well, like very commonly. It's like when you lie in your resume and you get the job anyways, and then you have no idea how to do the job. Yet the ones I've heard from other people is, "I am a nuclear reactor like engineer or something like that," or I gotta drive the USS, like, I don't know, Washington or whatever they name their aircraft carriers. You gotta drive a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier and you end up crashing it. It's very interesting. I think my hypothesis about this dream is, when you're ever feeling it, when you're ever feeling this imposter syndrome dream, just go along with it. Just do what they tell you to do. Just do what people think you can do, and you end up finding out that you could actually do the thing people thought you could do all along. Or you fail, or you fall flat on your face and they feel bad because they're the ones who put you up to it when you were telling them you couldn't do the thing you could do. It's kind of funny. It's a lot more tragic when it's a superhero themed one, actually. You try to save people and you end up actually killing more people. Nah, don't worry about that. But anyways, that is the end of this video. So if you've ever had a dream where you feel like an imposter, remember you're not alone. Imposter syndrome dreams are a very common experience, and it's important to recognize that these feelings are just that, feelings. You have the power to overcome them and to achieve your goals, both in your dreams and in your waking life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which is probably gonna be about, let me check these notes real quick. It's probably gonna be about the prison escape dream. Dreams where You are trapped in one way or another, and you have to escape from the dream with a pursuing force. Very similar to the one where you're being chased, but very different mechanics are at hand in this dream. Severely different mechanics are at hand. So, see you next time.